I did hear that Mboya came to America and he was a friend to a senator who in relationship ended up translating into many Kenyans being able to come to the US as international students, probably with these scholarships.
He organized this airlift.
Airlift.
Yes, and
apparently the airlift brought Obama's dad.
Yes, the Kennedy family funded. They gave the first $100,000.
The Kennedy family.
To get these two planes
family.
to bring the students out here to study. And like Mboya, he did not just pick up the Luos. In fact, there were very few Luos. Most of those he picked were Kikuyus and many other tribes.
Yeah.
And of course the Luos were amongst them. And that was him. He would not have wanted to give more than he should have done to the Luos and not other tribes.
So we can...
But also at that time, everybody...
Oh, you know, Mboya came through our house when he was going to Addis Ababa for this meeting in Addis. As he went to the airport, and it looked as there was something. When my husband asked him, if there was anything wrong, he said, no, it's okay, so nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And then he came back and was going to go to the football match at the stadium, but first of all went to this chemist to buy some medication. That's why he was shot.
Yeah, but before that, he had said something about you have an opportunity to eat.
Yes, when there was a discussion the previous night.
Okay.
And, you know, we said, but there's worry that you're going to be killed. And what will happen to you and to that country and to our people? And he said, but you will have an opportunity to eat food that is only made when a great man dies. Simple. It's a big joke for him. He did. I don't think he believed that he would be killed. That's why he made that joke. And of course, it turned out to be true.
There was a rumor, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, I must have known, of course.
And that was the night before.
The night before he went to
I am talking to two ladies who are in touch with Tom Mboya. Do you know what that means to me? Let's go on. And then what?
And then, but of course, we didn't believe that he had died. Except when we saw the lifeless body. Then we realized, on TV.
Yes.
Then we realized he had actually died. But I was not convinced that Mboya would be silenced forever.
Yes.
No, it was impossible to accept this. So it took the longest of time for me to accept that. Of course, I went to the funeral and all these things, but it was not easy to accept that man's death.
It's still difficult.
It's difficult for me, and I read the story, I've been told about it, and it pains me, and I was not even there.
You know, recently, about a year ago, there's this young man, a Maasai guy, who is writing a book about Mboya. He came to interview me. And we reached a stage where I just burst crying, and I told him to go. I did not want to participate anymore.
Yes.
You know.
It was too painful.
Yes, it was very painful. That is how bad it was for everybody. Not even just the Luos. I think for most people that Mboya's life had touched all tribes of Kenya.
You know, he's echoed up to today. I watch his videos.
But he was a great man. And, it was rubbish killing him. Because after all, what did they bring that Mboya could not have brought?
Yes.
Those who killed him. I believe it was maybe tribal,
maybe,
or jealousy about his political stand and way of doing things. This guy who died recently, he was Minister for Health, and he went to South Korea, and they were talking with the South Korean civil servant and ministers about how they have been able to develop so well because of the design of their government and so on, and of course the leadership at that time in Korea, South Korea, who really sacrificed a great deal. And Mr. Osongo says in his book that he asked the Prime Minister of Korea, South Korea, how have you done it? How come you have succeeded so well? You know what was his response? Because you killed Mboya.
Oh.
Because you killed the one man who could have done it.
Oh.
Yeah, and he said, I was alone. I brought in the other people in this government, and we made it happen. But because you killed that man, we know you could have been where we are today.
Oh.
And that was the feeling of many people around the world.
Yes.
I think also Kenya, not just the Luos, even the Kikuyus who are blamed for killing Mboya, some of them were so deeply hurt.
Very deeply hurt.
I remember this woman from Kilimbambogo, Kikuyu woman, who saw Mboya grow. She came to Mboya's house and refused to go. And you know, no Kikuyu would have wanted to come to Mboya's house. But that woman remained with Pamela until she went to bury the husband. We all went to bury the husband. Some of these humble people who impacted Mboya's life and whose Mboya's life also impacted on them, positively, were very hard.
I did hear that Mboya came to America and he was a friend to a senator who, in relationship, ended up translating into many Kenyans being able to come to the US as international students, probably with these scholarships.
He organized this airlift. Yes, and
apparently the airlift brought Obama's dad.
Yes, the Kennedy family funded. They gave the first $100,000
The Kennedy family.
To get these two planes
family.
to bring the students out here to study. And like Mboya, he did not just pick up the Luos. In fact, there were very few Luos. Most of those he picked were Kikuyus and many other tribes.
Yeah.
And of course the Luos were amongst them. And that was him. He would not have wanted to give more than he should have done to the Luos and not other tribes.
So
But also at that time, everybody felt a real sense of Kenya being Kenyan. Kenyans were Kenyans.
Not really.
We did not feel a lot
Kikuyu
of the tribalism that is there. Especially at when we got the independence and all of that celebration. It felt very, very much like Kenya was for Kenyans.
Yes.
We were very safe also.
Not tribal.
Yes.
So by the time that he was assassinated, and especially after that, it became more of a, maybe there's a them and a us. But before that, it still felt very much like we were just Kenyans.
Wow.
But Mboya's assassination hurt Kenyan very deeply.
So if it was not for Mboya, there would have not been an Obama president.
There would not have been the airlift. That is true.
That's right.
Yes.
And even the African Socialism paper number, whatever, that was his brainchild.
Yes.
Although he later worked with people like Anyongo, he was a great guy. He was very brilliant, and he was able to make friends all over the world. That is the one person Kenya should have just left alive. What they should have done was to strip him of all powers and positions that he had at that time. But at least leave him alive. Just let him live for his children.
Let him live.
For his father and mother. Let him live.
Oh, brutal.
It was very, very cruel and also very naive, I think. It was very naive.
Let's mention Paul Mboya. I see his book right there.
Yes.
That's your book you're reading? A book? Are you reading
there's a book.
Paul Mboya.
Of Paul, the book.
Okay.
Paul Mboya was a paramount chief
Or is he related
But he
to
also
the late
became
Mboya?
a member of the East African Legis.
Not related to the late
Okay.
Tom Mboya.
No, he was not related.
Okay.
But he was named after him.
Okay.
Many young people in those days were named after this great guy.
Oh, okay.
The book only came out last year.
Who is he? And
He was,
The Paramount Chief.
okay.
and if you read my book,
Okay.
he is the
Oh,
king.
he's in here too.
Yes.
Okay.
He is the leader who brought the Luos, asked the Luos to come together, the Luo elders, the Luo Union from our area, to support me to become member of parliament. He believed in women leadership.
For a long time.
For a long time. And he used to reward women who did well in secondary schools. He used to give them books, and it was very, very nice. He was a great guy.
A great man.
And for me, he really got the elders in our area to give me support, which I would not have gotten if it was not for him.
Amazing.
But he was not relative of Tom Mboya. Tom Mboya was named after him. Like many children have been named after Mboya.
Yeah, I wish the book is on Amazon like yours too. Yes. So guys, it's possible. We are talking about the power of believing, the power of women. These are queens, guys. I call you queens. To me, you're queens. We might as well call you a princess. You're the daughter. Yeah. But I have already started reading the book. And I'm amazed. I read a lot. I have 4 books that I'm reading, but this one became the one on top of the others. And I'll be reading it throughout the month. And I read intentionally and sentence after sentence. I don't skip.
Thank you for reading my book. I really appreciate.
Yes, I'm a very self-educated person, and I believe I will learn a lot from this book, the same way I learned from Chinua Achebe's book.
Yes. I've also mentioned Chinua.
Chinua Achebe, you've met him?
Yes.
Okay, you've mentioned him here?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to get there.
He was a great writer, that Nigerian.
Yes, and so that people can know a great man he is. I got to know him today because a great, powerful lady is reading a book about Paul Mboya, written by 2 amazing doctors. So please make a point to get yourself a copy.
Thank you. One of the writers of the book is Dr. Vincent Orina, who is his grandson.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Vincent worked with the UN for many years, and he's now retired, but he's a great writer. And he's done very good work in this book, together with Mr. Sang, who is a writer too. And I think for those who really want to know our history during the colonial period and after, it would be a very good thing for them to also read this book. Because then they will know what happened in those days.
Yes.
How people like him, paramount chiefs, were able to shape the future of our people, like in agriculture, for example, and all other areas of interest to our people.
Yes.
You
are actually, us talking here is freeing me from a lot of entangled information and questions and, rumors and everything. Even, you see, the Tom Mboya thing, you just confirmed it to me. And it's really amazing. Having you today is amazing.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I actually really thank you so much for accepting. Because it not only educates other people, but it personally, it lifts me up, and it actually lifts my company up, Banana Land Media. I will get a lot of subscribers because of you. And for that, I'm thankful. We are not even done yet. It looks like I'm concluding, but we are halfway. I hope you're still good to go.
Of course I am.
Okay? Yes. You're still good to go?
I'm only 92, so I'm strong.
Yes, we are good to go. The full...